Today I will be reading VShojo Fanfics, and if they don't watch and comment on this video, then I have to dress up as one of the girls the next time I go to an anime convention. Oh my gosh, my neighbor is a succubus, a VShojo one-shot. No one's even rated this one. Don't worry, I'll rate it, what is this, 10 stars? Oh, okay. Zentreya X Mail Reader. The door to a bar known as the Bar with No Name. Open to 8 girls, one dragging a young man behind her. They were the members of the VTuber group named VShojo, and they were here to party and have a good time. Zentreya, a dragon, sat at a table as the other girls went to order drinks. Yanners being ID'd before being served. Zen was playing on her phone until she heard a guitar being strummed on stage. Hello, I'm your name, and I'll be your entertainer for the evening. I see we have the group VShojo in the bar tonight, he says as he starts strumming on his guitar again. This one goes out to you guys. Just then, the theme for Halo started before he started playing his guitar. Zen looked at him as he played and was amazed. She had never been so captivated by anyone before. Zen sipped the beer as she watched him drop off stage and go behind the bar and started working. She walked up to the bar and leaned on the bar top. He took notice. So, guitarist, streamer, and bartender, a jack of all trades, she said as he washed a cup and chuckled. But a master of none, he said as he placed the cup in stack with the others. What brings you out to the bar with no name, he asked. Just hang out with the group. You? Well, as you could see, I work here. After a few hours of talking, they were the only ones in the bar. Even the other girls had left for home. Hey, do you need a ride home? He asked as he put his belongings in the trunk on his 67 Mustang. It's not that far, she stated as it started raining. Hey, come on, get in. He handed her the phone. Just type in the address and I'll drive you there, he said as she quickly typed it in. While I started driving, your name put a Doom music playlist starting with Doom Eternal unofficial soundtrack. Yeah, It's torquable. Thinking he made a wrong turn, he looked at the phone and made another realization. Zen lives literally 2 houses down. Thank you so much, your name. I don't know how to repay you, she said as he walked around to her side of the car. Why don't you come to my place sometime? I literally live like 2 houses down, he said as he pointed to his house. Damn, that's a pretty nice house. This is our house? What? It's pretty standard. She agreed, blushed, and gave him a quick kiss on the cheek. Good night, she said smiling, heading inside her house. Good night, he said as he watched her enter, and then proceeded to head home, calling it a night. Are you enjoying this so far? You better, because this hurts me more than it hurts you. You lay on the couch asleep when a knock on the door woke you. Walking to the door, you quickly threw your shirt back on and answered the door, being greeted by the sun and Zentreya. Good morning, she said smiling. Morning? Well, what time is it? You asked as you looked at your phone. 9:45. Is that too early for you? I wanted to know if you wanted to come hang out at my place. Girls and their significant others are coming. There's gonna be beer pizza. Beer pizza? Yeah, I've got the day off today anyways. Let me get ready and I'll be over in a few. I walked down the street to Zen's house. As I approached, I could hear music coming from the backyard. Zen sat waiting for me and escorted me back to the backyard, where the others waited. 2 hours passed and Silva and her boyfriend leave, followed by Mouse and Connor, Yanners and Veve, Haruka and all the others, leaving just Zen and I. What world do we live in? We cleaned and joked around. When I offered to do the dishes, she refused. You're my guest, it wouldn't be right, she said as we both slipped and fell on the floor. As I attempted to get up, I looked into her eyes, yellow with specks of white, almost resembling a holed coin. She blushed madly and pulled me close, kissing me hard. At first I was stunned, but quickly got over it and kissed her back, which led to us being out of breath. How long have you been waiting to do that? I asked. Since I met you, she said, winking in my direction. Ah, that's hot. That's hot. She wrapped her arms around my neck and laid her head on my chest. Will you be my treasure? She asked. I kissed her so passionately that France would be jealous. Does that answer your question? I asked as she pulled me back in and kissed me, pulling us both down onto the crotch where we cuddled all night. Well, that was great. It's time for the Iron Mouse one. Chapter 1. A familiar face. It was a cold spring morning. Streams of warm light shone through the blinders of his window. Even then, Connor was in a deep sleep. The sun may have risen, but not the monk. That is, until the alarm suddenly blasted in his ear. Fucking hell, why is it so loud? You'll have to forgive me, I can't do a British accent. Connor had been grinding the whole month on video shoots for his channel. Many planned streams and speedruns for rage games. He exhausted himself so much that he'd passed out by the end of the day. Let's go, monk! Woo! Woo! Knowing this, Connor very reluctantly pushed away the need to drink 3 cups of coffee as per his daily routine. Instead, he turned over, pulled up the duvet, and attempted to go back to sleep. It was quite weird, but after a while, he did start drifting into sleep once again. Of course, that is, until the doorbell rings. He puts on a shirt. Tiredly, he walked to the door and swung it open, only to see no one there. Where's the dude that gives the shining thing?
Down here, dummy.
It was Iron Mash, one of his best friends, at his doorstep. The girl was visibly flustered, standing at the entrance.
Connor?
He'd been staring at Mash for a full minute, in awe and disbelief that his online friend of about 3 years was right in front of his eyes. Mouse! I surely can't believe you're here! How's the trip? Are you okay? Excited gasps filled the air as he knelt down to hug her.
I'm fine. The flight was very long, but they had a bunch of cool stuff.
That's good, that's good. You want to come in? We'll talk more.
Sure.
Mouse says excitedly. Both of her hands were carrying huge suitcases. Holstered on her back was a backpack which looked just as big as she was. What? Mousey, did you carry all that here? By yourself? She was silent for a bit.
Well, Lori helped me bring them into the taxi, but I carried it all here.
Are you serious? You should have called me. He goes to carry her things. She annoyingly pushes his hand away.
Hey, I've gotten stronger recently. I can do it.
He retorts, it's not about being strong, Mouse. Nobody should try to hurt themselves by bringing all the stuff at once. Mouse only pouts at this. Without words, she accepts his help anyway.
Well, it's nice to see you keep this new place tidy, especially since I'm visiting.
Connor wouldn't admit it, but he deep cleaned his whole apartment a few days earlier by himself, just so that Mouse wouldn't have any problem staying there for a while. Mouse drops her things and cheerfully walks around the room.
Wow, it's so nice. Nice desk. I got my dream setup. A double bed. Is that a cinema roll on the bed?
Yeah, it's from the new series. I thought you'd like it. The pink-haired girl got flustered once again, hugging the plush and whispering,
But you didn't have to.
Connor laughs at her complete change in attitude. It's just funny, you know, you never change.
Nickus, you're as mean as ever.
I wish I still have my hairline. Notice that didn't change.
We're not talking about your hairline right now.
Mouse says concerningly. They laugh at the dumb exchange they just had. Oh right, Mouse. What's going on with the HoloLive singing competition?
Well, training starts a week from now, so a lot of people from VShojo should arrive soon. It's good that Mori helped me at the airport yesterday and let me stay at her place. I need to meet HoloLive's manager anyway.
That's good. Sorry I couldn't help you. I was too busy finishing up a video shoot stuff.
I can tell. You look like you just woke up when you opened the door earlier.
Rumbling noises can be heard in the background, but he decides to give her some space to unpack and settle in. What do gremlins sound like? Well, I mean, that's Mouse, right? Holy crap, this is a whole novel. I think we're gonna leave this on a cliffhanger. But if you want me to read more, be sure to comment down below. We've got 2 more stories before we end your suffering. Oh my gosh, we got a fruit one. Technology had advanced over the years, and this resulted in many breakthroughs, one of which was being able to see virtual stars appearing in real life or in the virtual simulators with highly advanced systems thanks to the nerve system connected via high-tech headgears. Since the breakout of VTubers now roaming in the real world as L is in the virtual world, nearly everyone wanted to be their friends as well as fans. Competitions were always set up, but today was a special one. It was called the VTuber Bachelor Selection, and thinking you had nothing to lose, you signed up to take part in it. But you weren't alone. 5 other bachelors were taking part as well, and each of you had dressed up a little smart in order to impress the girls. The girls in question were of course the VTuber girls from the VShojo group. Yanners, Iron Mouse, Melody, Silver, Fruit, and Zen were all there, but it was Fruit who caught your attention the most. What about Hime? Huh? Hime Hajime? What about her? Well, huh? As for what the award would be, you're about to find out soon. Hello, everyone. Yanners greeted to the audience. Thank you all for coming to the Bachelor's competition, where one lucky guy will be the winner and gets to spend a Valentine's date with a VTuber girl of their choice.
But if you think we're just gonna pick one of these bachelors at random, then you're so wrong.
Iron Mouse said.
Just like my special toys that are wrong.
What? Oh, Mousy, don't say that in front of everyone, Fruit added. If you want to win, you'll have to complete several challenges. The obstacle course behind you will be your first challenge. This was made by Zen, my best dragon friend. Don't worry, nobody will get hurt, Melody said, except for your pride, and maybe your pelvis if you're having dirty thoughts about us.
Melody, you're scared them off.
Silver whispered.
Anyways, are you ready, bachelors?
Iron Mouse asked. Good luck to all bachelors, I pray for your survival. You remain focused on the starting line. Yanners pulled out a blowhorn and raised it upwards. On your marks, get set, pog!
Achievements go! Go, go, go!
You got off to a good start with the running, but then it became more like jumping, climbing, and crouching. It lasted for over a few minutes, but despite the obstacle course being difficult towards the end, you made it through the finish line and you were the second to make it. You then turned back to see the other 3 reaching the goal, but it was clear who was last. Yay! Well done, guys! You all finished the race, Fruit said, but I'm afraid one of you came last. Yeah, just like... Wait, should I finish that sentence? Anyway, Bachelor number 2, you crossed the line last, so unfortunately, you are eliminated from this competition. To the other 4 bachelors, let's move on to the next challenge. You were given 5 minutes to write down your thoughts, whilst the 6 girls kept the mood going by talking about dream dates, and it was mostly wholesome. Mostly. Time was up, and you had finished your love letter. Since Irmas was the host for the final round, she took both love letters and read the first one out. On the outside, she appears like a soul searcher in the night, but on the inside, she's bashful and cute, and makes my day seem right. When I think of her, I see a beautiful girl with a beautiful smile, and if she wishes, I'll make sure that when I treat her, it'll be all the worthwhile. Not bad, Melody said. I'm guessing that bachelor is talking about you.
Well, if one of them is, we're gonna be having words later.
Irmas replied. Anyways, here's the other one. What was it when I looked at you? What do they call it when my thoughts are chained without a way through? This is what I call love. Then I don't want to let it go and let it reach the stars above. If love can be my favorite thing, that means you are my favorite. No matter our look, no matter our interests, I want to love you as if you are the one for me. Some of the girls gasped.
That was more like a confession than a love letter.
Well, I think we have a winner.
Irmas said.
Bachelor number 3, you get the mousy seal of approval.
Hey, can I get the mousy seal of Mousy, please? That was your number, and the moment your brain processed it, you suddenly gasped before you felt your hands being grabbed by Silver.
Congratulations! You just won the bachelor competition.
She said happily. So that's the end of the competition, every Nyanners declared. Thank you, other bachelors, for taking part, and a big thank you to our audience for attending.
We'll see you when we do our streams next time. Bye-bye now.
Ironmouse added. So then, your name? Do you have a plan on where to take fruit? Melody asked. Well, I was wondering if you girls had any ideas, you replied. Because honestly, I wasn't expecting to survive the first round, let alone win it all.
Oh, I know. Why not make it a date in the virtual world?
Ironmouse suggested. Fruit is very precious to all of us, and especially me. If you mistreat her, prepare to be burned by the flames of hell. That's hot. That's hot. Time skip. You were back in your apartment. After making sure you were ready, you put on your headgear that allowed you to dive into the virtual world. You turned to your left to see Fruit and you smiled instantly. Hey Fruit, it's just the 2 of us, right? Yeah, just us 2. So let's enjoy it together. You held your hand out and Fruit smiled back before taking your hand. Mind if I ask you something? She held your hands and standing on her toes since you were taller than her. She moved closer to you before you felt her lips being pressed onto yours. You were surprised to feel her lips kissing you, and your brain was working overtime to help process what was happening. She then pulled away before you realized that she had just kissed you. You then held each other close, making the most of it since the date was still going. Once it was done, you shared a kiss and then you logged out of the virtual world. She is now, and always will be, your beautiful lich. The end. Oh man, that was a long one. Oh Jesus. Are you being entertained? Are you not entertained? You know, I thought this would be a good idea, but I kind of regret it now. But there you go, we're at VShojo Fanfics. So you know what you gotta do? Hit that like button. And now I'm gonna go do something else. That was very awkward for me.